Hey everybody, welcome to episode 3 of the Pretty Gritty Podcast, the official podcast of Gone Postal Records. My name is John Jordan, I'm your host, the CEO and founder of Gone Postal Records. Today's date is January 19th, 2018, so this week we're actually going to be restructuring the podcast a little bit. Usually our first segment is, the new music on Gone Postal Records, and we're kind of doing the same thing, but we're splitting it into two segments. So the first segment is out now on Gone Postal Records, and obviously this segment will only occur on weeks that we actually have new releases, and this week being one of them. So I've been playing this track on the podcast, I think for the past 2 weeks. It's a new melodic dubstep track by Gone Postal Records artist Nowie. It's called Drowning, and it actually just released today. So you can run over to, Spotify, iTunes, Beatport, wherever digital music is available for download or for streaming. You can get this right now. So here it is, Drowning by Nowie. So once again, that's available right now. It's a new single from Nowie. It's called Drowning. Jump on over to, your favorite platform, whether it be iTunes, Spotify, Beatport, Apple Music, whatever the case may be, jump on over to that. You can actually download it right now, though, on the Gone Postal Records store. That's gonepostalrecords.com/store. If you add it to your cart and you check out with the promo code PODCAST, you can actually get 50% off that MP3 download. So I highly recommend you jumping over to the Gone Postal Records store and getting that track right now. That podcast promo code will not last forever, so get on it. So the next segment we're going to jump into is upcoming music on Gone Postal Records. Before, this is kind of lumped in with our first segment, but we're splitting it up so that we can actually fit more music into the podcast on a week-to-week basis. So, without further ado, let's jump right into our segment. So we have a lot of upcoming music on Gone Postal Records, and if you want to keep updated with the new releases coming out on Gone Postal Records, jump on over to gonepostalrecords.com/subscribe. And once you're there, you can actually, enter your email address, and you will get all the new Gone Postal Records releases delivered directly to your inbox, oftentimes before they actually go on sale to the general public. And that'll offer you promo codes and all kinds of cool stuff to get discounts on merchandise, on new music, opportunities to get things before, like I said, before they go on sale to the general public. So it's a really cool program we got going. So without further ado, let's jump right into the music once again. This track, we've played it before on the podcast, and it's actually from KJ's upcoming Broken EP. The Broken EP will be out on February 16th. So what we're doing, to give you a little bit of insight, what we'll be doing for the next 4 weeks up until the release of the Broken EP is actually playing a new single from the EP every week here on the podcast. So this one, we figured we would jump off with this one since we've already played it on the podcast before, and it was a huge hit. It's KJ's favorite single from the upcoming EP. It's called Too Loud. It's a brand new dubstep track from KJ. Check it out. So once again, that was Too Loud by KJ. It's right off of his Broken EP, which is set to release on February 16th of this year. And again, we'll be featuring a new track off that 4-piece EP for the next 4 weeks. So this is week 1. We have 3 more tracks to air right here on the Pretty Gritty podcast. So subscribe, follow the podcast, keep tuning in on a week-to-week basis, and you'll be able to hear the entirety of the Broken EP from KJ before it goes on sale to the general public. And we've actually been doing the exact same thing with Korax's brand new Seance EP, which is actually due out March 2nd of this year. It's a brand new trap album he's putting out, and last week we aired the first ever single from the EP. That track was called Blasphemy. If you didn't hear it, jump on over and listen to episode 2 of the Pretty Gritty podcast from last week. This week, we're playing another trap single from the Seance EP. It's by Korax. It's called Oracle. Check it out.
Black and white. To other people of the world.
So this week's podcast is going to be a little bit shorter than the usual podcast, and it is because we are, kind of wiggling around, condensing different aspects of the podcast so that in future weeks we will be able to fit more music into the podcast in our short 20-minute-ish time window for a weekly episode. So let's jump right into our third and final segment of the week. And obviously, that is the Friends of the Label program. I'm going to try not to go into too much detail on a weekly basis for those of you who do know what the Friends of the Label program, or even possibly are part of the Friends of the Label program. I don't want to talk your ear off every single week about it, but what I will say is this: I'll keep it short and sweet on a weekly basis for newcomers. So the Friends of the Label program is actually a program that Gone Postal Records has recently launched. If you're interested in signing up for it, you can swing over to gonepostalrecords.com/friends, enter your email address, your artist alias, your first name, last name, etc., and you can click subscribe, and you'll receive an email instantaneously delivered to your inbox with directions on how to start submitting your music to Gone Postal Records as part of the Friends of the Label program. Now, the Friends of the Label program is open to electronic music producers of all styles, all genres. It doesn't matter if you produce electronic music, and if you want free promotion, jump on over there, gonepostalrecords.com/friends, join the Friends of the Label program, and you could hear your track played right here on the Pretty Gritty podcast. Every week we play at least one track from our Friends of the Label program, and what we really want to do, if this program really takes off, which it is actually starting to, we would love to actually play more than one track per week. And potentially we would even be extending our 20-minute episodes to maybe 30-minute episodes if the following and the fan base is there, which it's growing, and we're really excited to see it. We're really excited to see a lot of you tuning in right here to the Pretty Gritty podcast on a weekly basis. So without any further ado, let's jump right into the Friends of the Label, and we got a brand new progressive house track from an artist that goes by Two Nouns. This track is called Promise. It's a really awesome progressive house track. Check it out. once again, that was Promise by Two Nouns. If you want to follow them on SoundCloud, swing on over to soundcloud.com/user-193670044. So jump on over to that. Again, user-193670044 over on soundcloud.com. Follow them. They're making some awesome music. They never really stick to a set genre. They make all kinds of electronic music. It's really cool. So if you want to see what they're up to, swing on over there. And that'll just about do it for episode 3 of the Pretty Gritty podcast, the official podcast of Gone Postal Records. If you enjoyed the episode, make sure to follow and subscribe to the podcast. Tune in every week for brand new music from Gone Postal Records and the Friends of the Label program. If you want to become a friend of the label, like I said, swing on over to gonepostalrecords.com/friends and start submitting your music to us to possibly even hear it right here on a weekly episode of the Pretty Gritty podcast. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Once again, today is January 19th, 2018. It is Friday, so once again, have a pretty gritty weekend, guys.